What is a white American besides hated? That statement can be taken one of three ways depending on the group it was stated to. One group thinks it's funny, generic punchline. One group thinks it's hyperbolic. And one group knows it's true. There are countless NPCs in the first group that laugh along, because just like in a comedy show, the applause sign flash, and like useful tools, they do what's expected of them. If you could examine their brains, you will find a terrifying cornucopia of cognitive dissonance. They blankly laugh because they think it's just a joke. Punching up. It's allowed, they say. But underneath the cope is the script. No one is illegal on stolen land. Every white person carries the original sin of slavery from the founding fathers. It's the mantra told 1,000 different ways for about 5 decades now. It started slow and subtle, and it came with great music and cinematic storytelling. But now she's stretching past the weight of the foundation. And now that she's eaten the marrow from our bones and still screeches more, we can see her for the abhorrent lie she was. The group that gets off on the narrative, the malicious ones from the first group, hold the reason why white people are hated. Those in the first group are the children of the abhorrent she-beast, and like her they too screech more. What is a white American? They act like they don't know. They act like it doesn't exist. But then suddenly they know when it comes time to sacrifice the scapegoat. They speak out of both sides of their mouth. On one hand, white culture, white people group don't exist. On the other hand, white people are to be blamed for turning the wilderness into lands all the peoples of the world want to live in. What is a white person? They will go into the history of the label, who coined it, for what reason. Does it matter who coined it and for the reason? Arose by any other name, dumb. And it's not like we were called something different before we were then adopted into the label white. Irish, English, German, Celtic, Saxon, and so on. Identities change. That doesn't mean we don't have one anymore. Our identity is one branch of the European character arc. It's a structurally sound story. There is no jumping the shark in our story. We can look at the metaphorical family picture album and see where we came from and how we came from there. And it matters. We matter. God created us distinct, like everyone else. And we can be, no, we should be grateful to the Lord for what He gave us. Here is where I would normally feel compelled to make caveats to ensure the listener doesn't assume my feelings towards the other people groups, African Americans and such. And I would say African Americans are a people group specifically forged in the American fire, and the vast majority of them are 20% my kin. That is to say, the majority of African Americans have 20% European ancestry. That means that is part of their story, and it's God who sets up people boundaries, and their story is beautiful too. But why should they be included in this story of my people? This comes from the manipulation, the indoctrination, the chains and bars that shrink our brains and shut our mouths. Fear. That's the material these chains and bars are made with. Fear. Always endless qualifiers, always needing to signal that you are not a racist, not a Nazi. No more. If I have said nothing that specifically would state I think my people are better, then you jumping to that conclusion makes you nefarious slanderer, and you better repent of that. God don't like liars and slanderers, malicious malcontempts. So no, this is my people's story today. I mean, well, too late. A little seep through, I guess. I mean, we are where we are. They expect perfection of us and give to themselves all the grace and benefit of the doubt. What is a white person? When you go up your family line, the amount of descendants grow exponentially. And as you see further up you go, the less likely you are related to any direct descendant. But the further up you go, the more you are related to the collective. We are a people group. We have a really cool story. Let's keep telling it.
I am Bear Claw Chris Lapp, blood kin to the grizzly that bit Jim Bridger's ass. You are molesting my hunt.